It's the Brunch Breakdown. It's Didi here in Orlando now, third place in 3 weeks. Shouts to us. Hopefully my audio is a lot better than it was last week. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh under some storms right now, which we don't know how this is going to go. And I wanted to start this like this because I have a question for you, but I feel like it might take a little longer than normal. So here we go. Threads. What do we think?
Well, this
opens it up.
This is what I was gonna get off my chest. So yeah, let's dive.
Yeah.
Mic working? Can you guys hear me?
It's yeah.
All right, sweet.
You're okay. Yeah.
I'm really afraid that all of the social media, like the major platforms, are just going to create the other platforms that exist with their own audiences now. And we're going to end up with like 25 of the same exact social media platform. Because what Zuckerberg did was a stealth move. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you go into the App Store, Threads has been in the App Store for 12 years. It's been in the App Store for over a decade, which means if you go back 12 years, we're looking at, 2010, 2011. Obviously, Facebook, Instagram, they were like working on some type of competitor. And then they probably were like, yeah, nah, this isn't going to work. We don't need it. But then Elon bought Twitter. Okay. And I think the minute Elon bought Twitter, now it's pretty clear to me that Zuckerberg was like, all right, we got to fire this team back up. Who still works here that worked on Threads? We gotta get the team back together. And they launched this thing on the 4th of July, which is like the worst time to probably debut anything. You don't run an internet sale on the 4th of July, okay? You certainly don't debut a platform, but he did, and it blew up. And they made it so easy. They made it so easy for anybody that has Instagram, just like, hey, just duplicate your profile on this new platform. And then as new people sign up, if they follow you on Instagram, they'll follow you here too. And you'll follow them back. And it'll all just happen seamlessly. They made it so easy that now I'm afraid like Twitter's going to make a TikTok. You know what I mean? I'm afraid like they're all just going to do this over and over again. And there's going to be 25 social media platforms that we need to pay attention to. And it's going to be too much.
Yeah, there's no doubt Zuckerberg had been kind of waiting in the wings, especially, like you said, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, it was like, dust off the files, let's go, get in the conference room. And then oddly enough, Chris, on your chess segment last week, you bring up Twitter's limiting how many tweets people can view per day. And Zuckerberg just had his finger on the button and he was like, go time. It's time to go. We're ready.
That's the final straw.
That was it. He had to wait for a right moment. There was plenty of them and he chose to do so. Listen, Twitter sucks nowadays. It does. So like I'm in favor of doing whatever to fix that, clean that up, whatever. But yeah, I don't need another social media platform. Like I'm at my limit. So something has to go. I'm not just adding, right? I'm not just adding them in. It's something's got to drop off. I've hit the limit. And yeah, who knows what this could open people up to do. Copycats and things like that. But the idea is smart. And I'm in favor of a better Twitter. And if that's Threads from now on, okay. I'm not there yet, but it's a lot, man. There's just a lot. There's just a lot out there.
Dude, I'm so bored with social media to begin with. Like, I'm just bored with it. Because, honestly, think about how long we've been doing this. Like, as millennials, we've been, like, and nothing has changed. It's only just gotten, like, worse and less fun. And now he does this thread thing, which I heard him say in some, like, random, like, internet clip of a press conference that, like, Threads is his new thing or whatever. But I didn't think it was happening, like, tomorrow. And I definitely didn't think it was going to happen on the 4th of July. But like, I just am bored with it. And then Threads is just, it looks exactly like Twitter to the point where I got confused. I was posting for the brunch break that I literally got confused. Like, that's how much it looks like Twitter. So I don't know. I was just already bored with social media to begin with, because now like my job doesn't depend on social media, which it did from 2009 up until like 2021. And now it doesn't. So like I'm just not there as much. I'm still on it. I still love it, like whatever. But it's just like I'm just bored with it. There's just nothing new. Like TikTok is honestly exciting because shit at least just flies in front of your face. Like it's just like, oh, that's funny. Comedy clip, this, that, food. Okay, sweet. Here's a recipe. I'm gonna go do that on the grill right now. See ya. Here's a TikTok with me. I don't know. Like that was new and like put a bunch of apps that like we all liked together. So it was like one thing, but like Threads is literally just the app we were already on, but with Instagram. I don't.
Yeah, it's like, and I've seen a lot of people on Threads that are saying like, this is like what Twitter was like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. And I don't agree with that. Like,
No.
5 or 10 years ago, I saw tweets from only the people that I followed. And on Threads, I'm seeing posts from people that I follow, but I'm also seeing like anybody that I follow, if they've replied to somebody, it's showing up in my feed. And to my recollection, that didn't happen with Twitter back in the day. The only way I would see it is if they retweeted it. Like that's how I would see something from somebody else. And that's how people would grow on Twitter back in the day, is by getting retweets. Threads, it's like, whether you like it or not, like I'm getting all of these fitness influencers that I never wanted to follow, and like pop culture people that provide me with nothing. Like there's no reason for me to follow these people, but the people that I do choose to follow are replying to them. So now those people are showing up in my feed. That's not what Twitter was like. That's not what Twitter was like at all. You like created a community of people on your feed about stuff that you were interested in, and it was great. And it's gone so far away from that now with like the For You crap and promoted posts and ads and all that stuff. So it's kind of the same in that there's no ads, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I feel like Threads, we deserve to go through the same progression that all the other apps did. Like when Instagram started, it was literally just people that you followed, and that was it. And now there's so much, it's gone through a roller coaster of garbage, and some stuff's good, some stuff's terrible. Facebook, same thing, right? But we went through that progression where it started out as just what you want and want to focus on. And that's what's nice, is that it kind of brings over your followers, right, from Instagram. It's all within the, Meta community. So that's nice that you're not starting from zero, but like, let's build up to the stuff in your face that you don't need to or want to see. There's already too much of that. Like I'm escaping from one to the other just to avoid it, and I'm running into it everywhere. But
yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like Twitter back in the day when it was new, it was the only thing of its kind. Yeah. So like, this isn't, like Didi said, this is just another thing that we already had. Like, it's not new. It's not interesting. It's not, I don't know. I guess it's like a little bit fun because it's a new thing. And like, I don't know if you noticed this on your Instagram profile, underneath your picture, there's like a little number, and you can tap on it to go. And that number tells you what number person you were to sign up for Threads. So it's kind of cool that like I was like number 1.7 million, I think. And now there's like 100 million people on there. So that feels kind of cool. But I don't know. It just, it's too much. Are we going to get so oversaturated that like people just dip all social media? Like, is that ever going to happen?
I think so. And here's the reason why I think everyone's talking about Threads right now, and then it's all going to go to shit, because this is the first one that started out as a business already. Because think about, like, Facebook just started, blah, 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 .edu, you can do this shit. And then it eventually turned into like, what it is today. Twitter, same thing. It was freaking, I got on Twitter because Chris was on there. And then when I went on there to check it out, the first tweet was Diddy saying eating porn and watching TV. He was like eating cereal and watching porn. That's what he was talking about. I said that wrong. Anyways, that was
I
hilarious.
wish
That would have been better.
I wish
The
you
other
said
way
it
would've
the
been
other
better.
way.
I wish he said it the other way too. He said, I'm eating cereal and watching porn. And I was like, I gotta be here. I gotta be here.
Oh man.
And I was like, this is hilarious. Because people were just on there doing whatever. And then Twitter eventually became. It's like what Dan said with the progression, but like it turned into a business. Instagram is already a business. Like, you know, like TikTok was not a business. It was a bunch of people, whatever. Same thing with like Vine or whatever else came before it. It wasn't a business. It eventually became one or whatever. This is already that. And also, listen, people I follow on Instagram, I don't necessarily want to hear their thoughts. That's not why I follow them on Instagram. I am OG. We are OG Instagram. Like, it was pictures. I don't want to hear your thoughts. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who joined Threads who will never say a word on there because they're like, that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah, man.
I was here to post pictures and now I got to do it twice. What's that? I think everyone's going to leave this thing. I think, like, I'm interested to see how this goes with no innovation or something by Christmas. And we'll see where Threads is at. Because I don't think anyone is going to be using this thing.
Yeah, we got to do a Threads recap. I follow it's like, I don't know if it's called, I think is it Spin Magazine or Complex or something? I don't know. There's one like, it's like a NBA basketball magazine. And like on Instagram, it's awesome because it's just like all of these cool highlight clips.
Yeah.
But then on Threads, the account was like telling people how to post on Threads. I'm like, I don't want this from you. I don't want this at all. So yeah, it's definitely weird. Like those accounts that you never needed their substance and now they're going to start giving it to you.
Yeah. House of Highlights. That I don't want to know your words. I want to see highlights. Like,
yeah, man.
Well, I guess Threads, work in progress. We'll see what happens. And if Twitter makes a TikTok, good God, I'm terrified. Sheesh. Actually, I'm terrified for Chris because he's the one that's gonna have to keep up with all this stuff.
Dude, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I needed to stop.
You're gonna listen. You got 3 kids. You're gonna have to start making them work. You're like, yo, all right, Livy, it's time to post on Instagram.
Yeah,
dude.
Start working.
I need some video editors coming up in this family pronto.
All right, well, let's get into the brunch breakdown. I knew that was going to take a little bit, but I was like, we can't not talk about the thing everybody's been talking about for a week. So got to get to Threads. All right, so we found this cool video and we're going to talk about it. First time your girl was like, okay, we're going to talk about that. We've got a cool golf beer pick one. We've got Brunch Court. And I'm going to say this already in advance. We've got Dan's annual Joey Chestnut Love Fest. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more. Beer, music, you know the drill. It's the Brunch Breakdown. Dan, let everybody know where they can find your Joey Chestnut Love Fest.
Yeah, absolutely. Gladly. Anywhere, everywhere, people, you can find podcasts. You can find the Brunch Breakdown. We've got new episodes coming your way each and every Wednesday. You hit follow, you hit subscribe. The episodes come right to you. It's that simple. Okay. Each and every Wednesday. Full video episodes. A lot of visuals today. Check them out. Full videos on our YouTube page and our Facebook page. Now, those premiere at noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific on demand anytime you want to watch after that. Social media. Let's get into it. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Triller, TikTok. We're there, right? We're everywhere, of course. Threads. Hell yeah. At Brunch Breakdown. We're there, people. Follow us, follow you back. And you probably already do because that's how it works now. And of course, Sounds of Brunch playlist. Sounds of Brunch playlist. We give you what we're listening to each and every week. We put it on a playlist on Spotify. We call it the Sounds of Brunch. Follow that. Updates every Friday on Spotify. Check it out.
What if Spotify just makes a TikTok?
Now, that's who's sitting back waiting.
Like,
that's who's sitting back.
Apple just decides we're just going to make TikTok.
One of them has to outleap the other. And they're going to do something stupid.
All right, let's get into it. Chris, get it off your chest, man.
I already got it off my chest. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say.
Love it.
Just to summarize, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Now I'm posting tweets in 2 places and it's too much. And I'm already posting videos in like 6 places. So if everybody could just calm down, I'm about to go on vacation. I would love to vacation. Everybody chill out. Thank you in advance.
Chris is for monopolies. He wants one.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
Oh God. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna get this off my chest because we know what's coming next, ladies and gentlemen. So all right. So I've been meaning to talk about this for a while, but a big holiday just happened and I get very annoyed with people on social media. I feel like this is social media brunch. Anyways, please stop telling people on social media that they need to make this holiday, whatever holiday is, have meaning. Just enjoy your day off. Because listen, we live in a capitalistic society. If they would make us work 366 days if they could. If it weren't for these holidays, we'd never have a day off. Because think about how much fun so many different things were in our lives and they just turned it into work, right? So like AIM turned to Slack, freaking social media turned to work. Everything just turns to work. And they would just do that if we didn't have these holidays, whether it's 4th of July, whether it's Juneteenth or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Just let people enjoy their day. Don't say, hey, remember why you're having this day off on Memorial Day. Like, if you want to take your kids to a memorial, do it. Like, leave everybody else alone. Other people just want a day off. Like, I've been frustrated with this since they made Juneteenth a holiday, which I'm happy they have, and it's great. And if you're learning stuff, awesome. If you're not, take your day off. Because you know what Juneteenth means to me? It means a cookout. Every Juneteenth, we went to a celebration in Wheeling, and it was fun. And one of my cousins would probably be in some talent show rapping, and we'd make fun of that for the rest of the year. Like, it was just fun. All of these holidays that we get randomly on the calendar, just take them. Leave people alone. Like, just let them have their day off to just do whatever they want. If they want to wear red, white, and blue, cool. If they just want to sit on their couch and do absolutely nothing and watch Christmas in July on Hallmark Channel, cool. Let them do it. Leave them alone. Stop with your memes saying this means this and this is why you're having this day off. Leave everybody alone. Enjoy your holiday.
Well said. Well said. Right? It's nobody can live in their own world. They have to influence the world of other people because they don't like them. Get off of social media on the holiday.
Yeah.
How about that? Freeze it out. All of it.
That's what it is.
Those people running those social media, I don't know, not accounts, but social media platforms deserve the day off too. Okay. Let them out. Okay. Everybody freeze it. Freeze it all. Every holiday. Freeze them up.
The more social media platforms you have, the more opportunities people have to preach, and it gets a little bit exhausting. But Didi, to your point, how they make us work on every holiday. How about this for a segue? They make people who like to eat hot dogs work on the 4th of July. They make people like Joey Chestnut work on the 4th of July. How messed up is that? This guy just likes to eat hot dogs, and it's his passion. And now they're making him work. They're making him entertain the millions of people like Dan, who has his analytics that he's about to run us through on his spreadsheet. If that's not a great example of our capitalistic society, I don't know what is.
I wish I had some analytics to run down for you, gentlemen. And you're right. Joey Chestnut did work on the 4th of July. Okay. Now, this year had a little bit more buzz around it. If you were paying attention at all, maybe you saw it on Threads. It was all about the delayed start, right? Conflicting reports of a cancellation and an ultimate complete contest ending the same way it always does. Joey holding the mustard belt. 16th time. Now tying Ric Flair for 16 championships, by the way. Woo! That's the Nature Boy. So if you tuned to ESPN at noon on the 4th of July, like me, like every 4th of July, you saw just a little in the bottom line there that the hot dog eating contest was in a lightning delay. Ooh, okay. Never really seen that before, but understand it happens. Nothing else. They really didn't talk about it, say anything, nothing on social media. Couldn't find anything what was going on. I literally was checking the weather in New York to see how long is this lightning delay going to be? Does they wait 20 minutes like golf? How does this work? So at one point they showed a quick shot of heavy rain and said, we hope to start soon. I'm like, okay, I got places to go. What's the deal? Lightning delay turned into weather delay at the bottom. What does that mean? And then as we approached the 1 o'clock hour, the reports started pouring in. Officials and NYPD are canceling the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest. I think Bleacher Report was all over it. The reports were coming in. Different news outlets were reporting it, that they were sending people home, sending people away. And then, as I'm scrolling through Twitter, trying to find out what's going on, I wish I had this. I should have shared this visual with you, Chris, so you could pull up. They show this image of Joey Chestnut. Look at the look on this dude's face. And look at the security guard behind him, like backing away. Okay. And the tweet was, as the person that took the photo, he was marching towards the officials and he said, I'm getting the guys and we're doing this, MFR. With that photo. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, no one, not Major League Eating, not Nathan of Nathans, and not even New York's finest, the NYPD, are bigger than Joey Chestnut. Okay. These eaters train all year long for this, and he was not going to let that thing just be canceled because of a little bit of a weather issue. Okay. So what after I imagine was a brief discussion, if you can imagine Joey Chestnut approaching people like that, I don't think that was a lengthy conversation. All of a sudden the graphic on ESPN said coverage starting at 2 p.m. and we were back on. We had ourselves a great contest. Now listen, you know, they didn't nearly eat as many hot dogs as they normally would. Joey didn't come near his record total, but how could you, after you start an hour and a half late, like mentally going through all of that, hearing it's canceled. And so obviously all that matters is the championship in the end, people. And the point is, don't mess with the champ.
Wouldn't you think he'd be hungrier because he had to wait?
Well, here, that's a question. Because everybody, it's obviously timed of when you stop eating, liquid diet, et cetera, et cetera. If you were in that situation and you didn't exactly know how long, it was just being postponed, right? What would you do? Would you not eat anything, drink, and just keep it liquid? Because like it gets to a point where that's not helping you, right? The longer you wait, because your stomach is shrinking. So I don't know what you do there. What would you guys do? Would you eat something?
I guess I'm thinking about it as like intermittent fasting. It's like if you do it and you actually do it right, if you go past that, that's like not good for you.
Yeah.
You're kind of going to be messed up sort of like the whole day. And if you keep if you keep going several hours past
like
that,
an hour and a half after when you were supposed to like fill it. Yeah.
And if you're like I feel like if you're like, I don't know what it's like training as an eater, but I feel like it's got to be down to like, this is the time that I'm supposed to be eating, or this is the window that I'm supposed to be eating. And if it fucks up, it's like, yikes.
Yeah.
I would go with the strategy. Don't know if this would be at all effective, but I would think like the science of foods. We know hyper palatable foods can actually trick your brain into thinking that you're hungrier than you actually are, but your body also needs a little bit of food. So I would think like, give me one of those little snack bags of like nacho cheese Doritos. Barely going to make a dent, but it's going to trick my brain into thinking I need more food, tides me over for an hour and a half. And then I get into that hot dog eating contest and I go ham on some hot dogs. That's what I would think.
Yeah. And now like the other part of it is I didn't get into, there's the Major League Eating should be embarrassed. How is there no backup weather option there?
Yeah. What's the inclement weather policy?
How is there there's no protocol in place for that? I guarantee you there will be next year, but that was embarrassing on their hands, but no one overrules the champ. It comes down to that, period.
That's what Siobhan was obsessed with. When I told her there was a rain delay, she was like, so go inside.
Yeah.
She's like, it's a hot dog eating contest. Like, it's nice that the people are there, but they don't need to be.
Yeah, right. They don't need to be. In 2020, they weren't.
Yeah, it's like
they did it inside. Yeah, they had to do it inside 2020. There was no crowd there. Like, yeah, it's nice for the crowd to be there. Those people come out, but like, at the end of the day, it's about who take home eats the most dogs, right? Not who saw who ate the most dogs. So, Major League Eating next year, get it right.
Jesus, I can't believe you don't drag Shannon there every year.
To Coney Island.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't. Making the trek to Coney Island, boys. Can't record.
1 year, we're going. I came running down. We were doing something that morning, and I was like running over to change the remote. She goes, what do you go? She goes, what are you doing? Oh, before I even changed the show, she goes, oh, it's hot dog time, isn't it? She knows.
4th of July, let Dan do his thing.
Oh,
yep.
God.
Yep.
All right. Well, since we're going to switch things up, Brunch Court is coming up right now because it has to do with a hot dog. Dan, go for it.
Yes. So this is just a 4th of July hot dog social media episode, apparently. So on July 4th, Pepsi unveiled the Ketchup, I guess is how you pronounce it. It's a terrible word.
First mistake.
But it's Pepsi. Yeah, the first mistake right there. Pepsi Cola infused ketchup. So Pepsi Ketchup Cola Chup. Anyways. So this was available at select baseball stadiums on the 4th of July. There's like 6 stadiums maybe that they had this available. Traditionally, baseball games going on 4th of July. So it's Pepsi infused ketchup. I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Yeah, this is another one where I just can't wrap my mind around what it would even taste like. Like, I've had a hot dog with a Pepsi many times in my life. I've never thought like, wow, I wish this Pepsi flavor was more closely related to the hot dog. Like it all mixes in the mouth, right? It all goes to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how to wrap my mind around what this would taste like. But even if it was the greatest condiment I've ever tasted, it's a no for me based on that name. That's ridiculous.
I've never thought while eating a hot dog, and yes, like many people, I have drank a Coke or a Pepsi and ate a hot dog, and especially at baseball games. I've never once thought to open up that cup and pour it on my hot dog. Because essentially that's what you're telling me that somebody in this world wants, is to put Pepsi on top of their ketchup on their hot dog. And that just, I don't even understand. Why? We say why every week on Brunch Court, but like,
mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, like, what made you think that this is like something that anybody would want? Like, yeah, it's like, I guess you'll try it, but like, nobody wants this in their house.
Yeah. And that's an important distinction, Didi, is like so many of these items we do on Brunch Court, we all would try it, but would you try it is not the answer. Yeah. That's not the question that we're asking.
No.
Right.
Right. That's a great point. And I think there's a reason this was kind of gimmicky in a way where it's like, oh, it's going to be at 6 ballparks and that's it. This is not really available to the public. It's not that good. We have to kind of restrict it. Maybe like, oh, it was a cool thing that you got to try at a baseball stadium. I did find a review of somebody that did try it. And this was their quote. At first, the taste was super sweet with notes of citrus. We found that the dominant taste was cinnamon. Overall, the depth of flavor made the Cola Chup feel more like barbecue sauce than ketchup. Does that change your opinion at all?
No.
It's not. No, I mean, it's barbecue sauce on a hot dog. Tastes good, but it's just like, then just do barbecue sauce. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, not for me as a hot dog connoisseur. No, I don't even want anything sweet on my hot dog. So this sounds terrible. Sure, tasted terrible. Failure. Pepsi's been getting a little crazy the last couple of years. We've done a lot of Pepsi products on Brunch Court. This one's a no from me, dog.
Do you know how expensive a hot dog is at a baseball game? And if you put that on your hot dog and didn't like it, You thought it was just gonna be like, oh yeah, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's just ketchup. Like it's not gonna be any that different. And then it
Yeah.
tastes like barbecue sauce, and maybe you don't like barbecue sauce.
That's throwing money away.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Cola chop. No.
Cola chop.
God. All right. One more on Brunch Court. I saw this and thought this was pretty funny. IHOP is asking people this very important question. Can a pancake be a taco? As they introduced pancake tacos to their menu. Boys, can a pancake be a taco?
Yeah, this is interesting too because they're doing a sweet and savory.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a strawberry cheesecake pancake taco, a caramel banana pancake taco, what they're calling a breakfast pancake taco, which has eggs, bacon, cheese, and whatever they're calling white sauce, and then a country chicken and gravy pancake taco. Again, the taco shell is the pancake. Gentlemen, I will tell you this: I have had a pancake taco before.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes, there was a restaurant in a nice little neighborhood nearby here called Carnegie, and the place was called Bacon. And guess what they specialized in?
Pancakes.
Bacon, yes. Pancakes. And they had a breakfast taco that was more on the savory side, where it was pancake taco on the savory side, where it was a pancake taco shell with eggs and naturally wonderful bacon. And guys, it was delicious and it worked. So I got to be on board with this just based on that experience alone. I think the sweet stuff's a no-brainer. Country chicken and gravy, probably pass on that one. But overall, I'm down. I'm down for the pancake taco.
Yeah, I think all of these work. Like that country chicken one makes me kind of think of like a Nashville chicken and waffles, right? If you get the chicken with the waffles,
okay,
like the pancake pancake's not too far of a stretch from that. The strawberries look amazing. Like, yeah, I would totally get down with this. And I think a pancake can be a taco. Why not?
Listen, this looks great, but honestly, I just want to like take it out the thing, lay it flat, and eat it. All these look great, but I just want to make it a regular pancake. I have no desire to like eat it as a taco. Like, I just want to put it on a plate and, go to town. Because all these look great. So like, I have no problem with this. I'm just like, I don't need to mix them. Like, just give me my pancake
You don't want handheld
with my chicken and gravy on top.
Yeah.
And like, because I mean, come on, a pancake with chicken, gravy, and a pickle on top, like that's America. Like, let's go. Might as well. I bet they have that at like Cracker Barrel. Just a pancake with chicken and gravy on top. Guaranteed. They call it breakfast. Guaranteed. So yeah, cool with this. Shouts to IHOP.
I have actually never been to an IHOP before.
What?
Oh man.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
All the road trips you go on.
Bro, I know. And
that's honestly the shocking part about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My wife's parents actually met working at IHOP too. So like there's a family tie-in and I've still never been there.
Good Lord.
Get Chris to IHOP.
Hashtag. Wait, Threads doesn't use hashtag.
Don't you?
Oh, wait. Can I? Yeah. Can we go back to Threads for a second? If on Twitter you're tweeting, what are you doing on Threads?
Needling?
Threading the needle. Sewing.
Yeah, like I don't know. Just on the sewing machine. I don't know. I don't know.
It's an app for embroidery. All right, let's go.
Chris,
having so much fun though.
Hey.
If you know, you know.
Touche.
This is going to tie beautifully into our next topic, but Chris, don't you pass an IHOP to go to Costco every week?
Yeah, it's right next to it. Yeah.
It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know.
It's a weekend with the family right there.
Dude, I think what we need to do, because Costco opens at 10, I think we need to go to IHOP for breakfast one morning and then head over to Costco when it opens.
It'll be fueled up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try the tacos. Let us know. Okay, there you go.
I will. I'll report back.
Love it. All right. Well, let's get into this topic that I found this video. SportsCenter posted it, or ESPN posted it. One of their mini accounts posted this thing where this guy is showing this girl something and she's looking at it and she's very impressed. And then she flips it around and we see it's a Costco card. And she's like, okay, like, damn, you something. So that made me think, this is fun, as three married men here on this podcast. What was the first thing that made our wives say, okay, yeah, this guy's something? So, boys, what were your results?
Who wants to go
This
first?
is yeah.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
I'll go first. So this is like a very funny thing. All right. So I love soap operas. I grew up watching them with my babysitter. I love soap operas. I just do, right? So we're driving, me and Siobhan, we're maybe, I don't even know how long we've been dating, maybe like a couple months or something. And I'm at a stoplight and this girl's on the side of the street. And I was like, oh, dude, I think that's the chick from Young and the Restless. I think her name's like Emmy Ryland or something. And I just and not even paying any attention. And Siobhan goes, you know who Emmy Ryland is? And then like just gets silent, gets on her phone, texts it to her friend Brittany, and her friend Brittany responds, marry that man. The rest is history. We hadn't been dating for seriously, probably less than 6 months, like for sure. Like we hadn't been dating that long at all. And that happened. And it was just like the most random thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. That's an amazing story. This video cracked me up because like the girl looks genuinely impressed because the guy's like going into membership to this.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, she goes, wow. You can see you say wow and turn the card over. And there it is, the back Costco. She looks genuinely impressed, but is she? I don't know. And I had that same feeling when I asked my wife this question. I was like, were you genuinely impressed at anything when we were first dating? So she thought about it a little while, and her answer to me was when she found out that I was in a band. That's what kind of, because who doesn't want to date a guy in a band? And then admittedly, Chris, I think you can agree with this, that the very first show she came to see was quite literally in the, I don't know, Chris, we started off playing in a band together in 2003 and pretty much consecutively until that would have been 2018.
15 years.
Pretty
wow.
much playing in a couple different bands over the course of that long period. That show that she came to was by far the worst show we have ever played, ever, at any time.
Which show was it? Which show was it?
We played at the Smiling Moose. It was in December in 2018. And let's just say another member of the band wasn't completely sober and kind of influenced the sound.
Was this, I think I remember, was this a show that like we also didn't vet the guy who set the show up and like nobody was there?
Yes, this is also that very same show. So luckily there wasn't a lot of people there because we sounded horrible. And that's also why our other band member was a little aggravated and kind of went to the bottle earlier than usual because it was just a cluster of a night. But that was her first show, first time seeing us. So that like good impression of like, oh, I'm impressed that this guy's in a band kind of went out the window, but she came back, she went to another show, and now we're married. So there it was.
Love it.
That's awesome. So I think I viewed this video like the opposite way that you guys did.
Oh no.
When I saw it, I was like, I thought this was like another one of those memes where like the guy whispers into the girl's ear and she acts like she's impressed, but she's really not. Like that's what I saw from it. Because it went, and I thought she was initially impressed until the card got turned around and it said Costco on it. I'm like, okay, there's no way this young girl's impressed by Costco. So when I asked Katie about it, she initially was like, is this like something like that you said that impressed me? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think so. And she said like early on, she thought everything I said was really impressive to the point that she thought I was just going to like ditch her and stop talking to her because she thought I was way cooler than I actually was. But I was like, no, I don't think that's the point of what Dee Dee's asking. And so I said, like, let's flip it around there. And so the answer she gave was actually about what I told her that I thought was impressive, but she didn't give a shit. And it was it was me talking about how I was in the Screen Actors Guild and like I could vote for the movies that were in the SAG Awards. And I showed her my SAG cards and stuff. Like at that point, I was still in the thing. I'm not anymore. But apparently she played along and didn't really care about that at all. So that's the direction we went. She did not care that I could vote for Birdman in the SAG Awards. She didn't give a shit.
I am so happy that happened.
That's way better. That's way better.
Yeah.
I feel like now I have to do that. I feel like now we have to find that one out.
It's a humbling experience.
We have to find that one out, Dan. What's the thing that we told them early on that they were like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that's a more nervous question to ask, but that's too fitting. That's almost like exactly what that video, like you said, Chris. That's like
really, I didn't think about it being interpreted like different ways, but that's like really funny. Also, the way you said it at first is really funny too, because like she thought you were saying all these stuff, and then she turns around, she's like, "Oh, it's Chris." You're like,
oh, that is tremendous.
God,
that is tremendous.
Great. Well, boys, Brews Day. That was fun. Brews Day. What are your beer picks? I have one because I don't have a beer with me right now, but it's one that I drank while I was on the Cape for a couple days. Progression Brewing Cape Time IPA. Absolutely delicious. Citra hops. And honestly, the only thing missing from this is like if they could somehow put a lobster roll in a can. That's the only thing that was missing from Cape Time IPA from Progression Brewing in somewhere Massachusetts. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce any of those weird ways they spell and say things out there. So it just doesn't make any sense.
When you first said like lobster roll in a can, it just had me like, oh man, that sounds amazing. And then I like went to like the Pepsi Ketchup thing, and I thought like it like really messed with me. So. I know your intention was good there, and I'm like, oh no, lobster roll IPA
coming soon to Brunch Court. The Red Lobster IPA, it's coming.
Oh God! Oh God! Yikes! I'll go next. I had a real beer today. Drank it earlier today from my favorite brewery, Raised Grain. I have not talked about this beer on the podcast before. Hazy IPA called Frivolous Pursuit here. And I did a little research on the hops because both of the hops I had never heard of. And Didi in particular, you should look out for these hops because they scream Daniel Dudley. We have El Dorado hops, which have notes of juicy pineapple and other tropical fruits. Okay. Ooh. El Dorado. And then Azaka hops have juicy mango, tropical fruits, and citrus. And so it is what you would think. This is very citrusy, fruity, hazy IPA that I enjoyed.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Look out for them.
That sounds great.
I didn't know there were hops with pineapple flavors in them. That's something I have to find ASAP.
There you go. Well, boys, I'm sticking with kind of a summery theme, if you will. And when you were a kid, summer meant, for me, pink lemonade. Pink lemonade, popular choice. And the good folks at Drecker, who are known for their sours, they have a Brains series, and like all their names are kind of funky and weird, and they use repetitive lettering in there. This is their strawberry guava pink lemonade sour, and it's part of the when life gives you parts. I don't know, PRRRTS. It doesn't really matter. Wild can art. That's what Drecker does. This is amazing. This is summer. I could drink this all summer. It tastes exactly like strawberry guava pink lemonade. You'd have a hard time convincing me that this is kind of a beer, except the fact that it's like super thick. And it's delicious. And Drecker is fantastic. again, wonderful sours for them. And this is just, we're talking 4th of July. We're talking hot dogs. This is it for me. Pink lemonade.
Nice. That's beautiful. Well, boys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed.
Happy Brews Day.
Happy Brews Day. Let's get into a pick one before we get into music here. We found a golf pick one. We got a lot. We got through a lot of stuff today on the Brunch Breakdown. I'm proud of us today.
It's a great menu.
Good
It's
job.
a great menu. I'm very proud of us today. So who found this?
Me.
Chris, this is you, right?
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just popped up on my timeline. For as much as I shit on Twitter for people seeing people's tweets that I don't follow. This is from Moon Golf Club, Moon Township here in Pittsburgh. Did not
Shout out.
follow them, but I actually liked this tweet. So what we're looking at is you got to pick one for your beer cooler when you're golfing. And if you're not watching, the top, there's 4 different images here. The top left is like a mixture of Natty Light Natter Day and a Summer Shandy from Leinenkugel's. Top right is Miller Lite. Bottom left is White Claw, and it looks like there's that's like an assorted batch of White Claw. And then the bottom right is Bud Light. So those are your 4 boys, and I'm interested to hear which ones you would choose.
Summer Shandy.
Mm.
I am, dude, I had a Summer Shandy for the first time in a very long time last week. And I'm like, God damn it, man. This is a great beer. I just love it so much. And, you know, and shouts to alt summer beers. Sam Summer I had over the week. Like, just summer beers are great. But Summer Shandy, still great after all these years.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because for me, as someone who golfs as much as I try to, but more so like occasionally, you know, this is what you're grabbing for 18 holes. So 4+ hours. What are you drinking? It's usually hot out. And if it was just Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, I don't know if I'd go that route, but because it's mixed in with the Natter Days, not that I would go to that often, but you start with the Summer Shandy for the first couple holes, switch it up to the Natter Days, the back 9 as it starts to get a little hot. That's where I got to be. That's the only place I got to be right there. That's a great mixed cooler right there.
All right. I didn't know what to expect from you guys on this. So that's interesting. I'm going to be a bit more boring, and I'm going to go with the Miller Lite cooler.
Oh,
primarily because, like, when I think golf and drinking beer, I think about being out in the hot sun for several hours. And there's just something about like the very sweet drinks and bacon in the heat that just, I'm not when I'm being physically active, and I know golf is like kind of physically active, but you're being physically active. That just doesn't sound for 3, potentially 4 hours slugging those back. That just doesn't sound like my cup of tea. So give me a nice light lager. I can put those down. Not too bad of a taste in my mouth, and hopefully not shoot too embarrassingly terrible.
Yeah, there's no bad. Actually, there is a bad choice here. And listen, you guys golf, I do not, but I'm just thinking of the time. 4 hours or so, if you do 18 or whatever, who's picking White Claw other than, like, I don't know, Bob Huggins? Like, do you want to hang? Like, who wants to play 18 with the person that's drinking White Claws for 4 hours?
Yikes.
Are we serious here?
Yeah, those are the type of people that you see on social media, like flipping their golf carts.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And I went to avid listener and very tremendous golfer, avid listener of the Brunch Breakdown, our good friend Tyler. I went to him on this, knowing he golfs very often and does it very well. He also went with the mixed Leinenkugel's Natty Light cooler bag. He went with that. So it made me feel a bit better about my choice.
Yeah, I feel like it's you mentioned about the sweet drinks, like, for that long. Like, I get that. I feel like I would end the day with those and start with, like, Bud Light or something early than in the day with those. But I don't know. Maybe not. Trying to think how this would actually go. But it wouldn't be White Claws. That's wild. Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, no
Tell you
thing.
this, Didi,
No
it's
thing.
going to shock some of our listeners, but a lot of people don't go golfing to perform well on the golf course. A lot of people do it just to
True.
get out of work and get hammered. So
True.
Just, whew,
that's for that crew.
man, that's a lot. Well, boys, let's get into music. What are you guys listening to this week? What's happening?
I'll let you boys first. I will BRB.
Oh, all right. Dan's
gonna-
leaving.
Dan's going to
Chris,
BRB because he
what are you
hates
listening to?
music.
Yes, he does.
You know what? I have randomly recently been listening to Blink 182's live album from 1999. It's called The Mark, Tom, and Travis Show. And it's really entertaining. It's definitely like time and place and age specific. I think that's part of why I went back and listened to it, because recently with our music, we've been saying time and place quite a bit. And like, there's a lot of the normal Blink 182 banter, some of which they got in trouble for from some people when they played at Coachella, and people were not ready for what Mark, Tom, and Travis normally talk about on stage. There's a lot of that in this live album. And while some of it is now considered inappropriate, it was interesting and entertaining to listen to them say that and be like, oh yeah, that's how people used to talk. Nevertheless, the live performances are actually like really good. Blink 182 is not known for their musicianship when performing live. That's kind of like part of their charm. So I've been listening to that album. I'll probably put, I don't know, maybe Dump Weed on there because that's, I think, the best opener of all time. But yeah, that's my first pick.
Nice. All right. So I have been on this search of what the hell are people listening to this summer. I know I am of an age where maybe I am not, because we talked about Song of the Summer last week, and I was like, there's got to be, kids have to be listening to something, right? I'm like, what are we all listening to that I'm missing out on? Because I'm over the age of that. So I found out that there's a lot of underground New Jersey club hip hop that are music that is not going to actually break into the mainstream yet anyways. So I found this song that is awesome. It is called Ya Ya Wait by this dude named B-Jack. And it is my favorite song of the summer. And I am going to listen to this for the rest of the summer. It is amazing. Amazing. Like, shouts to Complex for letting me know what the hell people are listening to this summer, for giving me this list. And yeah, B-Jack, Ya Ya Wait. Holy shit. Just Ya Ya Wait till you listen to this song. Fire. Telling you.
I thought you were about to give us the Yaya Ding Dong remix or something like that. I thought,
Don't.
I'm sure someone's gonna AI Will Ferrell onto this at some point. But yeah.
Wow. I guess I'll go. I don't know how many I missed.
Oh yeah, no,
missed?
just one.
Perfect
You're good.
timing.
You didn't miss any.
Oh, look
You're
at
good.
this. Look at this. Just had to make sure the house wasn't on fire. It's fine. We're good. Gus Dapperton, my man. You remember Gus? He was featured on Super Lonely with my girl Benny. So his brand new album called Henge just released last week. The whole album is like, it's really great. It's dynamic. There's a lot of songs I could have picked off of it. I'm going to put, I think, Phases on the list. But Gus Dapperton, check out that album and check out Phases.
Nice.
Right.
She brought out Gus at Coachella for Super Lonely. Chris, what do you listen to?
Man, it's
Yeah,
getting
keep it moving.
It's getting hot for music here. Okay, my next one is from a band called Guardrail. They put out an album last week called Content. Guardrail is from Chicago, a pop punk band. The pop punk scene in Chicago is ridiculous these days. This band has less than 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so get in now, okay, while the stock is low, because the stock is going to rise, and this is when you want to get in. But I really enjoyed the album. I'm going to put their song Seriously on the playlist this week.
All right. There's a song. You probably, if you're on TikTok a little bit, or I don't know, Reels too, same shit. Flyana Boss, You Wish. This song's great, and it's gone viral and certain. I don't know. It's just a great song. Because sometimes when these songs go viral, I'll like, oh, that sounds cool, and then I'll listen to the whole song, and it's terrible. But this one, this is good, and they've got a couple other songs. They don't have much music, so again. Get in now, Flyana Boss. You Wish.
There you go. Another group not unfamiliar with the Sounds of Brunch playlist, the band Camino. And yes, I basically put everything they release on the Sounds of Brunch because I enjoy it very much so. And I think you will too. So they put out a new song last week called See You Later. I started to hear this one on like more popular radio over the weekend. Was a little surprised. Again, good, but a little surprised. Not in a bad way, but they're going to start to catch people's ears in greater spheres. And their album is coming out August 11th. They just announced a tour with an amazing lineup. Bad Sons is on it. Charlotte Sands is on it. So the band Camino. See you later.
All right. Well, here's a band that I put just about everything they release on our playlist. Mom Jeans put out a single. This was actually a couple weeks ago now, I think, or no, maybe it was last week. What's today? I don't know. Time is not real. Mom Jeans put out a song called Alameda. I think that's how you say it. Alameda. I don't know. Alameda County Fair. And yeah, they're kind of like Olivia O'Brien or Biba Doobie to me. When they put out a new song, I put them on the playlist because they deserve it. So enjoy.
Wow. Beautiful. All right. The last one I have here is a song that came out a few months ago off Ray Shrimmer's Shrimp for Life album. Lean's Gone Cold. They just put out the video for this song, and I just want this song to be heard by everyone. I love it. It's got a very nostalgic sample in it, and it's awesome. It's just awesome, and I want everyone to love it. So, Lean's Gone Cold, Ray Shrimmer.
Okay, nice. Last one for me, Dee Dee, a little special shout out to you in this one. Louis the Child and Claire Rosenkrantz teaming up. Yeah. Hello, thank you. I'll have another. Walls is the song that they released last week. It's a really, really catchy. Kind of like, it's a good, I don't want to say summery song, but it's like got a good summer vibe to it, right? And I love that she's getting this feature. And she's going to be making her way through Pittsburgh at the end of August. I think I'm going to have to be there. So yes, Louis the Child, Claire Rosenkrantz, Walls. Check it out.
Yeah, man. Dude, shouts to Claire. She's had like health problems and like a bunch of stuff going on. So like she's like, I don't know if she's probably 18 now, but like she's just, yeah, I don't know. She was like on such a trajectory, and all of a sudden like her voice had some polyps in it or something, and then she like hurt something on her body. I don't know, but like I feel like now she just rescheduled the tour, and you know, got to get more music out there from Claire. So
yeah,
happy for that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, that's what we're listening to. Check out the Sounds of Brunch playlist on Spotify. Boys, final thoughts.
I'm looking forward to watching your needlepoint this week, boys. See what you got going on the new platform.
Your needlepoint. Yeah, this is episode 150 for us, boys. Hey. Moderately large milestone. So congrats to 150. Here's the 150 more. Somehow, some way, we make this weird circle of what we call the menu work with, you know, going to IHOP, then going to Costco, the Costco card. Everybody's grabbing a hot dog at Costco. I don't know. Grab yourself a Red Lobster IPA on the way out the door. It's just a happy summer, everybody.
And don't forget to throw some Pepsi on that hot dog.
Yeah.
That's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.